Reporting continues now here on the news feed. PM, thanks for staying on. ActionSA has filed court papers with the Gauteng High Court to gain access to the Lily mine. It's been 9 years since part of the mine collapsed, leaving Pretty Nkambule, Solomon Nyerende and Yvonne Mnisi trapped underground. Their remains have not been retrieved, leaving their families frustrated. Here to talk to us more on this, Herman Mashaba, leader of ActionSA. Good to have you, and thank you very much for your time.
Yes, thank you very much, Thabo, and good afternoon to the newsroom listeners. 9
years since the collapse, 7 years since you as ActionSA have stepped in, at least to assist the family who've been camping there for some years now. You have a constitutional court ruling, you have a magistrate's court inquest judgment. Yet no action. Why do you believe this particular action?
We have the NPA in contempt of a court order, the court order of the Mbombela Magistrate Court given in October of 2023. Yeah. Completely in contempt of a court order. So honestly, we're reaching a stage in our country where if we don't do something to release our law enforcement agencies or our criminal justice system, South Africa is in big trouble. As you are aware, as you've indicated, this matter has gone through the Constitutional Court to say, don't bring this matter any longer to us. We've got families who are camping outside. We have the victims been underground for 9 years. Please go and resolve this matter. The Mbombela Magistrate Court came out with a judgment that criminal charges to be pursued against mine management. Why mine management? Because of reckless mining, because they were warned 2 years before this collapse of the reckless mining by 2 independent mine engineers. The police, when the families wanted to lay the charge against mine management, they refused to take the matter. The cooperation and of some senior members of Department of Minerals and Energy to be charged for collision with mine management. Yeah. Up to today, nothing has happened. Then, obviously, realizing that the NPA is refusing to
Did they give a certificate? Did they give a knowledge certificate?
No, they are refusing.
They are refusing.
They are literally refusing. They are refusing to comply with the court order. We then last year decided with the family. I said, let's at our own expense, because all the time they are giving excuses that there are shareholder issues. The family and us, we're not interested in shareholder issues. We're interested in the retrieval of the container. I then wrote to BRP, the BRP, wrote to the department, wrote to the president of the country, wrote to the South African Human Rights Commission, give us the permission to get mine rescue operators to assist us in getting this container out at our own expense. Yeah. While you guys are fighting as shareholders, we don't want anything to do with it. We don't want to mine. We just want to get that container out so that these families who've been camping now for 6 years, they can go back home. Everyone ignored us, including the South African Human Rights Commission. That is actually quite sad about this. That's why now on Thursday, we had to now get lawyers to write to the High Court to see if they can now force them to give us the permission to go and retrieve this container ourselves.
So let's get an understanding. The takeover disagreement is still ongoing. So there are no new owners of Lily Mine that have resumed operation?
No, absolutely. They keep on lying. If you look at Vantage Goldfields, the last 9 years, they've been coming out with one lie after the other, working with the Department of Minerals and Energy. That is actually what is actually quite scary about this, is that they are working in cahoots, in concert with mine management and the department. Keep on lying. Every time there's a development, they will tell you we've got the money, and 6 months later, nothing happening. It is for that reason as ActionSA to say, give us the access, because obviously they're blocking access to the mine. So give us access to the mine. We will get mine rescue operators to really give us a code of what it will cost to really get that container out, and at our own expense.
So what is your expectation? I mean, when you get that court order, you are going to dig a new shaft? Are you going to go
Well,
to the
yeah,
same
well,
shaft?
look, we're not experts, Thabo, with us. That's why we will get professional people, be South African mine rescue operators in South Africa and all over the world. As you're aware, mining has been around for centuries. So there are companies that specializes in mine rescue operations. So we will engage one of them to really give us the best, cheapest way of getting that container out. Because that container has been proven that it can do.
Why have they not done it? I mean, if it is as simple as getting expertise, get somebody in, pay them. They know how to do the job, get the container out. Why have they
Thabo, that's a question we asking. That's a question the family is asking. And what is actually quite sad about the situation, even if you look at South Africa generally, South Africans are numb as far as this matter is concerned. We operate as a country as if Pretty, Yvonne and Solomon are some kind of aliens. The South African Human Rights Commission, a Chapter 9 institution, when this institution was established with the Constitution in 1996, some of us were excited that our rights as human beings were infringed upon for so many years. This time around, things will happen. We invited them 2 weeks ago, the 5th of February. We had the 9th anniversary. I wrote on behalf of the family inviting, including the South African Human Rights Commission. They never even actually acknowledged a letter of this invitation. So it looks like there's a bigger thing going on out there. What it is, unfortunately, we'll have to really try through the courts. As some said to you, Thabo, ever since I got involved, 4 million rands in legal costs down the drain. And you can imagine now, we're still forced to go and spend more money because the family has committed they are not going to leave that site until that container is retrieved. Yeah. Because I really tried from the beginning of my involvement to say to the family, go back home, go and live a normal life. We'll deal with this matter. I will never let you down. I will do everything possible. For as long as I'm alive, that container will be retrieved. And unfortunately, Thabo, the family said to Mr. Mashaba, we're not going anywhere. We don't trust anyone. If you're going to help us, don't worry about us. We are going to camp here until that container is retrieved because we want to see justice. We want to see the burial of our family members.
In the spirit of humanity, as you put it, I mean, is this not a conversation that you can have with the Minister of DMRE across the table? I mean, you bump into him at the precinct of Parliament and now and again, where you say to him, Kwati, can we just sit down at the table and talk about this? We open the gates, let's get people in and let's...
We've even involved him, as you are aware, we have got representation in the National Assembly. Yeah. We've involved him in Parliament. And you are aware, when you're in Parliament, you can't lie. Yeah. Our teams and our members of Parliament have engaged him on more than one occasion. And every time he keeps on saying in Parliament that we will get this container out. The last commitment he made in Parliament was July last year. Up to right now, we invited him as well about 2 weeks ago to the commemoration. He did not even see the need to acknowledge our letter, whether it's coming or not or why, including the entire department was not there for the 9th anniversary. So it's, there's something bigger here that I cannot see. And I think they're taking advantage of the numbness of South Africans because it's 3 black people. Why must we worry about 3 poor black people from Mpumalanga? Let's carry on with our lives and not waste time. In fact, I remember at the beginning of my involvement in this, one of the senior journalists in this country saying he believes the cost of this container is going to cost 100 million to 150 million rands. Why should we spend money, the government spend money like that? And I said to this journalist, I said, I think you must be a heartless person actually think like that. Yeah. My personal feeling, generally what's happening here in South Africa right now is that these are 3 black people. Who cares? Who should really care? So it looks like...
What about the corporate interests? I mean, maybe the MRE and everybody else might not care about their lives, but the corporates certainly care about what they can still get out from this particular mine. Are they also giving up on ever opening up the mine and operating?
Well, I mean, there's one of the creditors, one of the shareholders who's a creditor in this mine, who actually made an offer, 3-4 years ago, to buy this mine and reopen and rehire the over 1,000 people, including the retrieving this container. And unfortunately, Vantage the Goldfields are refusing to cooperate. That is why all the time they kept on going to the Constitutional Court, and the Constitutional Court says you don't bring this matter back to us any longer. And they are in contempt, so we'll see. We're hoping that the High Court this time will push this matter to go to the Constitutional Court. Perhaps we might have to really go to the same route as what happened with the Zondo Commission when Jacob Zuma was refusing to cooperate, end up with the Constitutional Court being the ones making the determination for people to be locked up. But will this happen in this particular case? As I'm saying, my personal feeling is that nobody cares. 3 black people from Mpumalanga who should care about them. So you remember, I'm sure you listen to this all the time, I'm accused of politicizing this matter. And I keep saying to the media and anyone who accuses me of politicizing the matter that I think I'm really actually fortunate as a human being, as a South African, to have the opportunity to be in politics to deal with evil like this. If anyone thinks that I'm politicizing it, I'm actually quite proud because that is what politicians should do. When there's evil, when there's human rights abuses, that is what politicians are all about. If people expect me to go into politics for tenders, they've got it wrong. I'm in politics actually to fight for human rights and fight against evil.
So who have you served now in terms of your court papers?
No, well, the BRP, they are the ones who this mine it's under business rescue practitioners. We just want them to give us access so that we can then appoint business rescue practitioners to go to have access to the mine and give us the cost estimate and the time it will take them to get that container out. They can't do that exercise from the laptop. They have to have access to the mine, and obviously that's something that they're denying us of. They only give us permission to get into the mine for half an hour once a year during the anniversary.
Herman Mashaba, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. Taking the legal route now to gain access to Lily Mine so they can send their mining rescue expert to determine what it will cost and what it will take to be able to retrieve that container that has now been stuck underground for over 9 years.